Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to continue on with Dawntrail. I wanted to do some more last week, but I couldn't do it because my hand was hurting. Anyway, last time we finished up with the introduction part where we got introduced to the all and got to go and see the sights. And then we got all the way to the split quest lines, which you can barely see that there's two different MSQ icons there. So we're gonna go ahead and try and get through all of one of them, although that might be a little ambitious. Last time there were actually some blue quests that appeared here, and between streams I did end up doing 3 of them. The ones that I did were the one to unlock the first level of hunts, which this is the quest for the second level of hunts, which we'll do once I get to level 94. Or I'll probably just do it off stream because it just unlocks the hunt marks, and I wanted to pick up the I don't know why I can't. Maybe because I'm sitting. Yeah, so that we can I don't want to kill any alpacas. Anyway, so that we can maybe get those occasionally while we're going through MSQ. I also picked up the quest to unlock leave quests here, and I've picked up some leave quests, but I haven't done them yet because it occurred to me that I can't actually gather any of the materials, and I didn't want to buy them off the market board. And then the third quest that I picked up was the one to unlock the sightseeing log. So we'll hopefully be able to get some of these. Actually, there's actually one right out front here, right out front of the restaurant that we'll be able to get right now. Yep, there it is. Go ahead and pick this up, and hopefully we can get some more while we're doing MSQ. Hopefully it's not going to be like Endwalker, where most of them required flying for the zone in order to even reach the thing. But well, we can get at least this one. Which one was Lookout again? I'm pretty sure I used to have it here, but maybe I got rid of it because I finished up the sightseeing log. Yeah, that would make sense. Let me just type it in then. I'm really glad they made it only being Lookout, because it was so annoying in ARR when you had to figure out what emote you were going to do. Anyway, I don't remember if we talked to everyone before or not. Let me just go and talk to someone to see if I remember it. Is there a reason that Pelu Pelu all wear those masks? I want to do the Pelu Pelu branching quest line because I'm always interested in the trader mercantile people, and I believe they were that kind of tribe. Who should we speak to first, do you think? I just said who we were going to speak to first. Even up close, the Hanu are remarkably similar to the Vanu. Aside from those brilliant feathers, of course. I recall Alpha Node, this was a long time ago, so I don't really remember much from Heaven's Word. Or at least that part of Heaven's Word, because I suppressed all the memories for Sea of Clouds. But I believe Alpha Node was actually with us for when we did the Vanu part. Okay, welcome on. I trust your instincts. That's the complete wrong accent. Okulamat may not be as experienced or accomplished as her brothers, but she has an affinity for the people. For her, finding those willing to cooperate is as simple as speaking. Well, we saw that last time. She didn't really have much of a following, and the other brothers and the two-headed guy had huge followings. But then but she was the last one to come out, and then more than half the crowd left before she even got to do her walk. Anyway, let's talk to the approachable Pelu and get started. The quest to Kozamo Uka will become available once you've completed this quest series, beginning with an approachable Pelu. Okay. To Urkopacha. Urkopacha. The approachable Pelu is awaiting your questions. What is it you'd like to know? Our main concern was confirming the state of the road ahead. As I recall, to reach Urkopacha, we depart from the Arch of the Dawn, then take the road west to the first fork. Should we be wary of anything along the way? That is indeed the way to Urkopacha. After the damage wrought by the recent downpour, however, you'll be doing more stumbling than walking. But do take heart. When it comes to rugged terrain, we have the most dependable solution available. Come with me. Okay. That's nice and helpful. We'll be back to talk to you in good time, friend Hanu. Meanwhile, you can eat and drink your fill at Zabalyav Tier. I think it's supposed to be tea, or probably Thai or something like that. It's all been arranged. And she really, oh yeah, she went and found these two people and just like literally just went out and just found them. And then like she's like really good with people. That's supposed to be her like good redeeming skill, because clearly she's inexperienced and not very accomplished. So, I can order anything I like at Zabalyav Tier. Anything? The third promise is too generous. Okay, looks like everybody went out, so let's head on over to the gate. Actually, I guess I could take a slight shortcut with this Saithrite. It's not gonna save that much time, but it's just enough to be worth it. And then, yeah, I gotta head up everything. This is a very vertical city. I think last time I said it reminded me of the Horde BFA city, which I forgot to look up afterwards. I think it, what the heck is it called? Okay, that's gonna annoy me if I don't try and look it up. Horde BFA city. Annoy me if I don't look it up. Let's see. Yeah, no, this isn't the Horde. Dazarol. Alright, that's why I didn't remember it at all. Because it's not the name I remembered it being. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to everyone. Oh my! Are these fluffy babies or mounts? Alright, calling them babies is, a bit weird. The Pelu or being small is confusing enough, but these masks make it almost impossible to tell men from women, let alone guess at their age. Alizair, you really wanted to talk? You're an Elizin. These beasts are sure-footed, that's for sure, certain. Talking to a Pelu before we departed was a wise decision. I, for one, would rather not brave treacherous slippery trail on foot. Ah, why did it have to be alpacas? Well, Wokelamont, as the community will tell you, alpacas are the best. May I introduce you to our most dependable companion, the alpaca? Oh right, she can like talk to animals with her echo, can't she? I guess that would make sense why she would have a connection with animals. These animals can traverse Urkopacha's steep mountain trails as if they were gentle fields. And I'll insert a picture of an alpaca standing on a sheer cliff or something, because I recall there's a picture like that. Maybe it's a mountain goat, either way. I'll see if I can remember to do that. And all while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants would be lost without them. So they fill much the same niche as our chocobos back home. That's right, we saw instead of a chocobo porter, it was an alpaca porter. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? Of course not. Why would we have these things? They're too good for us. Alpacas are native to Yogg-Toroll. Eorzea has its chocobo, and the eastern lands have their horses. Why go to the trouble of breeding another pack beast in a place which is ill-suits its qualities and where it is not needed anyway? But must we ride these little monsters? I get the impression you aren't fond of alpacas. When I was small and a bit naughty. You're saying that in the past tense, Wokelmod. A bit naughty in the past? Right. I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me, and it was the foulest stench you can imagine. Aha, I see. What do they like to ride? Alpacas bred as mounts are inquisitive and docile. Even those without experience find them easy to handle. So of course welcome them on at a terrible time with it. We're really going to do this then. So, was my information useful to you? Yes, very helpful. Even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good. I'll take my payment now. What? You want me to pay you? Well, yeah, you're talking with the merchant people. Of course they're going to want to pay you. Or they're going to want you to pay them. I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Pelu value the act of spreading joy through trade. Sounds like the Ferengi, except they don't really care about the joy part. As you should know. As you should know. I don't know why we should know this though. Also, you ready for those horns as the day theme starts playing? Oh wait, no, it's playing in cutscene music right now, but we'll get the day theme and the horns and trumpets and saxophone once we get out of here. They put pride in making deals that benefit both parties. Actually, sounds like the Lullafels. Except again, not as much for the joy part. Here you go. A fair price for your fair advice. Yes, I made a trade with the third promise herself. My friends will never believe this. I shall be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then, and thank you. Foul beast. I better not get spit on again. I mean, if you don't go pulling their wool, it'll probably be fine. You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. I'm still not happy about this, but if we need to ride alpacas to reach Ukupacha, then that's what we'll do. Nope, just puts it right out into the zone I saw in the chat. Also, these are supposed to be like based on the Andes Mountains, I believe, like in on the border of Chile.
Poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea.
And Argentina.
Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urcopacha, the 100 peaks of time.
I forget what the big mountain in the Andes is.
Crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty. Yet, with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent, what great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
Urcopacha. Wonder if we're gonna go to the top of that. Maybe at some point.
So this is Urcopacha. I've never actually been here before.
Looks nice.
The air is so crisp and clear. Mountains everywhere you look.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence. It puts me in mind of Som-Al.
Yeah, except way bigger.
That is Workor Sormor, the tallest mountain in Yogg-Tural. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Was it cursed?
Oh? Do tell.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Wuk Lamat, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places.
Who's this gonna be?
But I should introduce myself. I am Bol Nok, a weaver by trade.
Well met, Bolnok. We're on our way to Watranpello.
Oh, truly. I've just come from there, as it happens. I'd asked the Pelu Pelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Mezcal, is that a local beverage?
Yeah, and you're too young to drink it,
It's an
Alze.
Urkopacha specialty. A spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
That's not gonna stop her from trying, though.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end. But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels. Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you haven't said anything yet, bro.
Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
Thanks, but that doesn't mean that much. Unless he's like a tribe leader that we don't know yet.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelu Pelu merchants.
Yes, they do more than run the markets in Tuliyollal. Pelu Pelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
Again, they sound like Lalafels, but not, like, evil.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
Press X to doubt. Aaronville's not... Aaronville's not convinced.
Watranpello's down the path! Off the main road! Don't get lost!
It's right there.
I don't know, Wookiee. I'm with Aaronville on this one. Oh, let's head on down the path. Oh, there's some alpacas there. Let's go ahead and get a couple of them real quick. I gotta remember how to play this class. 'Cause the only thing I've done, like, recently is... yeah, I do have Gap Closer, that's right. I just need to, it's actually a spender. Okay, we only need to kill 2 of them. Alright, back on track. And Wookiee-Lamot's gone. I bet she's already lost. I feel the change in altitude most keenly. Well, mayhap not to be the same degree... Well, mayhap not to the same degree as the Sea of Clouds. The air is decidedly thin here. Sounds like a perfect opportunity for Alizé to train. I could see more buildings down the path Bolnok was taking. I could see more buildings down the path Bolnok was taking. I wonder what's over that way. This is it. Watranpello. I think it's Watranpello. I forgot how they pronounced it. Home to the Pelu Pelu. Wookiee-Lamont should have arrived before us. And probably got lost. And swindled into a bunch of deals. That's not good. Is she gonna be a Estinian 2.0 when it comes to trading? I mean, Alphanode was pretty bad at it too, but... You've come all the way for the right of succession? Oh, so this means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn servant. Maybe. But please, the outcome is far from decided, but it's a possibility. How fortunate, then, that I can deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent draped over the shoulders of our budding ruler. Oh no. Oh, come on. Stop. And a nation's ruler should dress her best for her adoring people, yes? Finery from our finest lady. That's right. That's right. Come, third promise. My well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Oh, Clement, no. Finest lady. I like the sound of that. Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. And there's Aaronville. What did we just talk about? Aaronville, when did you... Yep, as bad as Estinian, except in a different way. Ah, a shinton from far off Zuktral. Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine how you survived them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. Man, they're just like on, this person's just on trying to sell you something at all times. No thank you. I'm not in need of new clothes at the moment, and neither is the third promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, of course. My shop door is always open. You were saying something about not being easily charmed? I was... As I mentioned previously, the Pelu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. Well, that's good. That's another difference from Lalafels. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase, and unwitting customers like Woklamot fall prey to this affable approach time and time again. It's just called effective business tactics. Your only source of recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. That's good. A valuable insight into the minds of the Pelu Pelu. Let us all take Aaronville's word of caution to heart. Right, Alpha Node? we remember what you did in Stormblood. How you purchased that katana and what's her name again? I remember her name. The secretary, the Lala. Tataru, and Tataru nearly killed you? Are you forgetting about that, Alpha Node? Feels weird getting experience from discovering new locations just because it's been so long since I ended up getting a new one. Okay, let me just double check how many quests there are for this section. I believe there's like 6 or something, so yeah, we're only just getting started. Let's go and talk to everyone and continue on. I swear, I'd let her out of my sight for one moment. Aaronville, I completely understand. 'Twould seem the Pelu Pelu are also partial to coffee. Of course they are. Don't you know about, like, Colombian coffee? Woklamot is lucky to have Aaronville. Everyone, royalty especially, needs a friend unafraid to chide them when the need arises. Oh yeah, Kryl, I'm sure you're very familiar with that. All these houses and buildings made the Pelu Pelu size and mine, too, come to think of it. Made the Pelu size and mine. Oh right, yeah, because she's about their height. But yeah, they're all slightly smaller, and I recall in Shadowbringers, so I see that sightseeing point up there. I don't think I can get up there, but maybe I can. I'll try and get that in a minute. Actually, I kind of want to try and get that right now. Looks like I can. Yeah, let's just go ahead and grab that real quick. Assuming I can actually get up here somehow. Okay, I just gotta actually go around. I can mount up, even though it feels like I'm not even moving. Because how slow the mount speed is. Okay, yeah, let's see if I can just go around here. Also, I really need to change this mount, because this mount is fine for flying, but not really great for land. Okay, there we go. That's why I wanted to make sure to get the sightseeing log before we started. That we can get as many of those as possible, because I'll eventually do them all just for the achievement. This is like a really easy achievement to do, just look it up. Just look up where every one of them is. Anyway, let's get back to business. Talk to Wooklamont. Traders of Happiness. Is that like carrots of happiness? Wooklamont is ready to search out the Dawn Servant's Elector. That's my finest moment, I'll admit. But now that we're here, let's do what we came to do. Find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy then. Kryl, Alize, and I will speak with the merchants. Wooklamont, you, and Aaronville might try approaching travelers and passerby. Yeah, we don't want Wooklamont to go anywhere near the traders anymore. Brilliant. Pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. Okay, sounds good to me. Also, I'm going to dismiss my chocobo because it's just in the way while we're doing this. Okay, looks like our first stop is over to the right here. And where are they? Oh, they're there. The yeah. The distillery worker. The Dawn Servant Selector? Ah, I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it. Me, I don't much care for who sits on the throne so long as they keep Tyrol peaceful. Well, that sounds like Wooklamont would be right up your alley. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears start flying. If you know what I mean. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I'd say. How much is it? Oh, right, yes. You're asking about the elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Tobley, could probably tell you more about it. Well, that's useful. It's attuned to the Aetheryte because I forgot to do that and I don't want to forget it anymore. Alright, let's head over to this second person. The Impatient Porter. Electors? Oh yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zeralja. I forget which one that is. I think that's the two-headed guy. If the first promise wins... Oh no, he's the first son. Okay. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources. Oh no, he's the one that wants to do war. And that Kryl got the shivers from her echo, seeing everything. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide, and lots of places to conquer and kill people. I mean, what? You can't really trade with them if they're dead. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? No thanks. No, I would not. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zeralja, or his policies. Well, definitely not. Alright, let me go ahead and grab these Gemstone Trader and Alpaca Keep right here just to get them off, just to get the markers off the map. Alright, and then... Where's the third person over here? There, I can see him. Talk to Mablu. This one actually has pink outfit. Hello there, I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Actually, yes, we want to know about the Elector. Sorry, I don't know about any Electors. You should take a moment to see our prized alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close, and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobli, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobli noticing. He knows everything that happens on the ranch. Well, that sounds like a good person to talk to. But it looks like we need to head back over first. Okay, I gotta change this mount. That's gonna annoy me if I don't fix it. Mount guide. Let's go ahead and do... What's the newest one? Oh yeah, the UFO. That's right. Maybe I'll do the bike. Yeah, sure. Let's just go with this for now. I think I'll probably change to something else later, but I'll figure it out later. I'll figure it out after stream. So we learned that there was... I think the first guy actually gave us some good information. The second guy didn't want to give us anything. But... the third person kind of didn't really know much either. Other than alpaca spit. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Oh, Clamont, please. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobli is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where the head ledger of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Yeah, that's right, that's what we heard about. Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. Do you have to go right now? I mean, I think Aaronville would be very helpful in this situation. Anyway, let's head back over to the alpaca ranch. This bike reminds me of there's a mount in WoW that you can use before you can actually before you actually are able to use a real mount, and then you always see people with in the starting area are able to use it after you get to level 5 or something. Anyway, let's talk to walk the mod. You're so fluffy. That's a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. No, not to say I'm scared, of course. Look, the mod, just admit to it. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobli? Tobli? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch heads and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobli often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade, though who among us could? Am I right? Still, if you're to bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. So it's like a game. Well, yeah, that's what this whole thing is, a game. Easy enough. All you have to do is offer Tobli a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, Clamont, you've kind of demonstrated you're not great at this whole deal thing, so... Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone who might be Tobli. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. That's a good idea. I mean, he did say that she did say something about a pungent subject or something. Great. We can meet back here to share our impressions. Look, Lamont, you shouldn't go off alone. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Moblu here. Well, obviously I'm not Tobli. I mean, oops, I shouldn't have said that. You meant to find out for yourself who Tobli is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. Well, somebody said that they're here, so I assume so. Ah, a visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. I don't think it's that person. I think it's gonna be somebody who's like really talks about the alpaca spit a lot more. I'll sniff out the head ledger in a heartbeat. You'll see. And she's gonna get the wrong one. Am I Tobly? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the third promise in her entourage. Sharp instincts. She shall be convinced the right of succession then. No, it's definitely not this person. You think I might be Tobly? Aha, well maybe I am. All I say is that, in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. Well, he's the only one that talked about the spit, so I would guess it's the delinquent. Or the diligent, not delinquent. It's definitely not the guy that admitted to it. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So, who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick. I believe it was the diligent. I believe it's the diligent one because they said it was had a favorite pungent subject. Ah, the worker so intent on stable chores. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. Okay, so she actually guessed the same person? Then I'm definitely wrong. We know it's you, Tobly, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobly, head ledger of the Watchupelu, and head rancher of the family ranch. I am also one of Goldjaw's chosen electors. Goldjaw, right. Get the right name. Aha! Aha! In a place featured in the Toliol saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. Well, that's for sure. She found you fair and square, Tobly. And I'm glad she did. We've been apart. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dawnservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all.
Didn't she guess the right person? Yes. And of course, he's just gonna come right up and take it.
Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobly, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobly. That's part of the test.
He's probably just gonna pay them all off. Oh, okay. That's how he's gonna do it. Okay. Intimidation.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed.
Yeah, because they looked over at him.
Prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawnservant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered the number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one. You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
Huh?
I've not had the best experiences with alpacas. Aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example!
Oh no. What's this gonna be? The example.
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal?
Oh no.
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said. Ah! The little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
Oh, Clement, please.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Well, they actually have it in like a...
Wild valley braid like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out.
Its stance looks a
They're
little
also
guarded.
especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching.
Oh well, that's not gonna go well.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
You're not thinking about this, right?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the rite, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to
Yeah, he's just gonna
consider.
brute force it.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
Yeah, he's gonna brute force it. Which is not what we want.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Again, I think you're missing the point of this whole thing.
Are you all right, or Clement? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Right.
Scream, in other words.
Did you find the Elector?
Yes, see, she actually did.
Oh, we certainly did.
Well, I could have gone a bit better. Let's go and talk to everyone and wrap this one up. Judging by the volume of Wuklamot's scream, alpaca expectoration must have a nasty odor indeed. I'm content to remain ignorant of the smell. Yeah, understandable. Zeral Job puts me in mind of Garlemald's own exalted son. Of the two, though, Xenos was undeniably more arrogant. Yeah, the thing is, he isn't, like, flaunting his strength around. He's just, like, using it when he needs to. So this is our sought-after Elector. Yes, it is, Kryl. I did say remaining calm was key, but the same rules don't apply. To wild alpacas. Well, I guess that's true. I've done my duty and assigned the claimant to their feet. The rest is up to them. Yep, that's true. I was impressed at how easily Zeral Jah found Tobli, but also sort of frightened. Yeah, that's about right. I had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got it all. But would you mind taking a sniff of me, just to make sure? Yes, I do mind. The stench has ruined my sense of smell. Hey, I saw that look. Wuklamot, please. Alright, next quest is the Feet of Gold. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong section, that's why. I was a little confused. Okay, let's see. So we did 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. How long is this one gonna be? Because I might just take a break real quick. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I'll just quickly go ahead. I'll go ahead and try and do this one real quick. But first, let's talk to Wuklamot, see if she has something different. So, can you still smell me? Be honest. I don't really want to smell you, Wuklamot. The Feet of Gold. Ernville wishes to discuss the Feet of Gold. As Wuklamot helped to demonstrate, the Valley Alpaca are wary people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beasts. Wonderful! Give me one of those then. You gotta buy it, bro. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. And you see, that's the thing. This is the kind of thing where this is the kind of task that he was actually getting at, where you have to go and actually make real preparations to be able to do this. Whereas the first son ended up just going off, and now he's going to do it with brute force and like nearly kill it. It's like, that's not taming it, that's catching it. Actually, I think that was the requirement. I think the requirement was catching one, not taming it, wasn't it? Anyway. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. Oh, good thing I got a bunch of gil and I'm a crafter. You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to gil, that comes out to be around 1 million or so. Be happy if we all pitch in. Elfnar, aren't you rich? Let's ignore the 100 million in my pocket. No. This is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right having you others pay the cost. I'll find the money. Somehow. In that case... Oh. What? That basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel, in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade even for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. Interesting, okay. That's a nice gesture, but do you think I can turn 100 pel into 1,000,000? Yeah, just make a bunch of, housing furniture. That's 10,000 times more. We needed 10,000 pel, not 1,000,000. Of course you got the math wrong. So we're going to look at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked and got confused with Alphinode's million gil. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need for mere moments after you arrived. Yep, she sure did. But I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. How much are you gonna pay? What percentage commission are you taking? Oh, hello again. Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about peddler profession. I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I aid now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat, like you asked. As long as Wooklamot goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whomever she likes. Yeah, the task is to capture an alpaca, not tame an alpaca. So the other guy, the first son's just gonna brute force it, just like the two-headed guy will probably do. And then the smart guy will probably just like easily do it with some smart tactics. Or the second son. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle then, Third Promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. That's true. Yes, stay here in Pichin with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Fair enough. Gladly. Although, Brilliant, I think you should go with Wooklamont. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely you have sage advice to share. Well, I sure do. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing, but I'll leave the wool with Brilliant anyway. The better to keep my hands free. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Havil, the saddler. He won't agree to a deal, of course, but it'll give us the idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. That's a good idea, so we can get an actual amount for what we need, instead of having to just assume that it's whatever the guy said. I already forgot his name. It's like Obley or something. Alright, let's go ahead and, yeah, Tobley, that's his name. Let's go and talk to everyone, and then head on over to the markets. Mablu hasn't given up, I see. What's that about? Turning 100 pel worth of wool into 10,000 pel saddle is exactly the kind of suggestion I'd expect from the head of a merchant clan. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'd worry if it was just Wooklamont, but it sounds like Mablu knows a thing or two about trading. Although, judging by what Tobli said, I'm guessing that she's actually not that good at it, or that she, like, failed to do it before, which is why she's a ranch hand, and also probably why she's wearing the pink robes instead of the red robes. I have every confidence you'll come back with the saddle. Thanks, Cryo. Tending to alpacas, are we? I had some experience with that when I was younger. Alright then, let's head on over to the markets. See about the trade. See if we can help book them on out. Let's see, where are they? Oh, I see book them on over there, so that's probably where we need to go. This is the artisan who makes our taming saddles. Is it really possible to make 100 times what this wool is worth just through trading? Yes, it is. We'll ignore the 100 million gil in my back pocket. And the like 30 million gil I have in my retainers. Something I can do for you. We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mezcal. Of course he wants booze. I'd like to nurse a cub at each day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff, and you've got yourself a deal. Well, that's gonna be way easier than I thought. This bodes well for us, third promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. That's much cheaper than what we thought. Like half as much, right? Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Mablu, you let it slip that this person made potential, that this is the third promise. That was your fault. Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zaral Jaw will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. Of course, the merchants are warmongers. Yeah, and they're gonna profit off of it. See, maybe they are like Lolfells. I was saying they were having difference, but maybe they are really just like Lolfells. It's nothing personal, third promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Can't say I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pello pray for your victory, Book Lamont. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors, and to take the peace we know enjoy and the peace we now enjoy for granted. Yeah, that sounds about right. Still others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future of the second promise and visions. They've become obsessed with the innovations like the I could never pronounce this right. Dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. That actually makes sense too. That's more of a peaceable solution, but also expanding borders and technology to make more profit. So really, I don't see I only see the old people supporting Wook Lamont, so I'm not sure how she's gonna gain their favor. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the First Promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. I mean, it probably will, but at what cost? But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yokoi ruled our village. I forget the history of that, but I assume it was bad. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn's servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I'd better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddlemaker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed. We just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give you up with the piece of Tuliolol on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn servant. Aiming for the 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs an alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. And who would that be? Do you have anyone in mind? Oh, right, that guy. I was wondering, it would be a pretty mediocre story if it was, if we didn't actually include him. Although then again, he does have a lot of wool already. Of course, the Weaver. Bolnock was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision and he was here to buy wool. But didn't he get a ton of wool already? I think I remember the direction he was going. But for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. No, welcome mod, don't get lost. Stupid jerk. As you can see, I'll take the finest leather for my saddle. I'm still saying they should have a /punt emote. I mean, these guys aren't Lalfels, but they're small. I think /punt would work too. Anyway, let's head on back to the crossroads where we ran into that guy. See if we can find him again. But didn't he just say that he got way more wool than he needed? I don't think he's going to be quite as willing to trade the wool, even if it's going to support Wook. Is this where you met the Weaver? Yep, and he went down the only other path that he could have gone. This is the spot. After Bolnock talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikulo's Inn. Most visitors, though, Wakunpelo, end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? Alright. Alright, let's head down south, and there's no aetherite here, right? No. It's just a small thing. Oh, there's another thing I need to kill. Go ahead and kill these guys. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, I remember how to play this class again. Yeah, I needed only 2. Actually, I only needed 1. Anyway, let's keep on heading over to the inn. Ah, there he is. Hopefully he'll actually be able to buy the wool, although I suspect it's gonna be a little bit harder than this. Was this quest line just going to be a big trade quest? Which actually, I guess that kind of makes sense, considering this is the merchant tribe. I hope he's willing to offer us something wonderful in exchange. Ah, we meet again. But wait, weren't you all on your way to Wakunpelu? Wakunpelu? That's not how you say that. Can I have that basket, Brillian? Yep, here it is. I don't know why you needed me to do it manually this time. Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit. I suspect this one's gonna be... No, it's not. Okay. Thought it might be voiced. Bull Nook, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Third Promise, you wish to do business with me? Might I ask what this is all about? So you see, these annoying merchants want us to turn a profit to buy a saddle so that I can catch an alpaca. I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal? And allow me to invest in your efforts. Oh, good. He's more than happy to pay for it for several times the price. Peace interall is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace win the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh yeah, that'll give us a good bit more, potentially more value than just a little bit of wool if it's already been processed. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would have easily fetch 5 pel in the hundreds column. Much better. That's very generous, Bull Nook. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Brillian remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precipits of trading. One which you've instinctively mastered. That's true. We've already established that she's really good with people. You think so? I know so. Now, let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Brillian, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Ernville would never let me hear the end of it. All set. Our next deal is waiting to be found. Excellent trade! Success! You traded 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for a 500 pel wool poncho. Alright, good job, Booklamon. Let's see where we go from here. We turned 100 pel into 500. I know it's only 5 times more, but it feels like 500 times more. That's not how money works. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That's true. That makes sense. But how do we know if someone needs a poncho? Well, if they don't have a poncho, they aren't wearing one. They have a fabulous sense of style. How about they aren't wearing one? That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. So, where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse starting right here in the inn. There might be interested travelers, right, because this is an inn for all the people that visit the area. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of mom will jaw hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably Landsguard or sellswords. Mumble-jaw, who soldier for a living, prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So even if they have barred shoulders, Mumble-jaw carrying arms can be stuck off the list. Okay. Okay, so this guy's got a poncho. This person has weapons. I can't tell. Probably not the sweaty one, since he's yeah, so not these two. I think this one, maybe? It's gonna be one of these two. I can't tell if that guy has armor or not, but this guy definitely doesn't have weapons. Oh no, he has armor, so I think it's gonna be this guy. Let's see. No coat or cloak, but also no weapon. Or we might have a winner. Oh there, a friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here, and barely escaped with my skills intact. My coat was not so lucky. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliolol, and was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Pelu I am a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, it's your lucky day. What a splendid poncho. This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. Perfect. You have anything to offer to trade? We'd be willing to part with it, if you'd like to make a trade. Or one of your fine tools, perhaps. What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself, and will vouch for its quality. The blade looks sharp, and haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column already. We're doubling our money again. Oh, from 500 to 1,000. What? We have a deal. Wonderful. A fine garment such as this should put me in even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of the Mipple's Mate Martin, for one. Our field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with this tool I sold you. Maybe we can sell it instead. No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Gonna need to take a break. Hopefully this will be the end of this quest part. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplu's Mate Garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. Look at them on. Also, I suspect we're not going to go through with this full trade quest, because this is going to get pretty long and dragged out if we take too long on it. These ones will be the calm type, right? I mean, I don't know, Wokelemon. Excellent trade! Success. You traded 500 pel wool poncho for 1,000 pel hatchet. Alright, is there more to this? Okay, good. This is gonna wrap this part up, because I'm getting I need to take a quick break, because my hand is starting to hurt ever so slightly. And, I'm getting slightly tired, and I need a quick rest. Alright, well, Clement, let's see, what do you have to say? Here we go again, riding alpacas. Yep, look at the mud, riding alpacas. Well done recognizing that toolmaker's potential customer. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you have a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. He says as he looks down at his guild pile. Anyway, let's wrap this one up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break. Can I get on top of here? Yes, I can. Go ahead and place myself over here. Oh, I completely forgot about Aether Currents. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab the Aether Current once we get back. For now, go ahead and take a quick break. Where's the big mountain? It's all the way up there now. I'll just go ahead and do it right here. I'm taking a quick break. I'm gonna get up, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to, and I'll be right back. All right, let's get back to it. Let me grab this Aether Current, because I completely forgot that I needed to be looking around for Aether Currents. Hopefully I haven't missed one and that this is the first one we're supposed to get. It means I'm probably gonna need to pull out the compass again. Yeah, let's move Wondrous Tales over here. I guess I could just put it on this bar instead. And then it's not companion. Not under duty, is it? I guess it is. Here it is, collection and Aether Compass. Let's put that there. See where the next one is? Okay, yeah, south. Okay. Unless it's like, yeah, we wouldn't have gone over there yet. So this is the first Aether Current we were supposed to get. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to Mablu here, and then talk to Waklamot and continue to the next quest. Let's see, the next quest is Mablu's Dream. And 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be just a little bit too much to do today, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and do it anyway. We've been doing so well. Even Tobley would have to agree. Mablu's Dream. Waklamot steels herself for the ride to find your next trading partner. Before we get moving, you should be the one to take hold of this. Yeah. That'd probably be a good idea. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas. Mablu has so kindly provided. If I'm going to catch a wild alpaca after this, I can't be shying away from the tame ones. Not that I'm scared of them, you understand. Or their nasty, disgusting, foul-smelling spit. I mean, that last part is understandable. Ready to go? Let's mount up. Begin an alpaca ride? Yes. On the road again. And it's off. To the mate fields we go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we Pelu would have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Thrall? Yeah, that's called not having flying. I swear, that mountain is too tall to heal. To be real. This is a fantasy game. Of course, Zamor, wasn't that the name? And foreboding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take a long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Yorku, and they were the ones that were ruling them before, I believe. At least that's what they said. So, Mablu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession. You don't care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. If I can help you buy the taming saddle, though, then it should be proof that I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost here. There. Of course, there's no aetherite over here. Is this giant place only gonna... Okay, so it's got one in the north and one in the south area. Also, this is gonna end up being like Labyrinthos, where Labyrinthos and Thavnair, where half of it, you explore half of it in the first quest line, and then you explore it in the other half later. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Ikuvo's inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of the roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn Servant, weren't you, Third Promise? What made you think that? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobley took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone's works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I don't think he'd mind. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're... We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to repair for the feet of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add that to Woklamont's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Miplu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the third promise, and let's get to bargaining. Wait a minute, Woklamont's skill is definitely her way with people. Alright, Miplu, so what do you have to say? To what do I owe this honor? Did you give the hatchet back to Woklomont? We should let her do the talking. Well, yeah, she has to do the actual talking for this. It'd be interesting if Mablu this whole time was actually just a, working for, Nobly, Tobly, and, like, told to keep an eye to make sure Woklamont's the one doing the work. That'd be interesting. You have the little axe, that little axe for me? Yes, I guess it's a little axe. Considering the one that's on your back. Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it. Know Miplu, the owner of these fields. I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, the third promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have to offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan. The razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pail in thousands column, the same price as the hatchet. This deal would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Miplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? That's a very good point. It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. Well, I mean, that was expected. Missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. That would make sense for this person. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming. And I will no longer have need for hatchets. No longer have need of hatchets. That makes sense for them to be with the second promise. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Woklomont. That is why I'm prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help you in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Kuana's reforms can't come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Well, back to the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you'd like, Mablu. Berlian and I have a mate together. Yeah, I'd say we're definitely more suited to this task. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Well, back to the mate fields. Isn't it splendid? Go ahead, drink in the verdant vista of my beautiful mate garden. Also, let's check for aether currents around here. 49 northwest, good thing I did. It's like right over here. Yep, there it is. Obviously, we won't be able to get all the aether currents, but I think getting, I believe getting a couple of them improves your mount speed, your ground mount speed, I forget. It's been a while. Alright, next one is really far east. This way? Okay, yeah. So there's one, probably in between the two cities. We'll figure that out once we head back there. Because it said we're gonna go by foot instead of the alpacas. Alright, let's try working from left to right. Branch of verdant mate leaves. I think it's supposed to be like mate or meat. Actually, I guess mate would make more sense. Because this isn't supposed to be Japanese. If it was Japanese, it would be mate. Let's see, is Wiclamont and whatever her name was over here, Mablu? Let's see, do I see them over here anywhere? Usually the NPCs are here. Yeah, there's Mablu, let's talk to her. I think it's a girl, I don't know. Did you see how Wiclamont came to my rescue there? She's really good with people, yeah. I'd say it's definitely her greatest strength. Oh, there's Wiclamont. I walked right past her. I wasn't sure Miplu would bite, but it goes to show that you never know until you try. Well, that's a good point. Let's head up to this one. We got another one in the middle, and that should wrap up these 5. Alright. Mount up and head back. Deliver our 5 bushels each? Bunches, right? Whatever they called them. You've brought me some leaves, then? Yes, I have. They look a lot like the other generic leaves that you can get. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. I'm sure they did fine. At least Wiclamont did. Here, we've bought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine, after adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet. I am prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. And how much is that worth? Premium mate. Bought at the shop, 1 sack of those leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. Very nice. We were at 1,000 before, weren't we? Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutual agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Oh, there we go. I'm like, this is a long black screen. Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before, even after Tobli's done for me. I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. Again, have you actually talked with Tobli about this? But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. A can I expect Tobly to accept my decision then? Again, have you talked with Tobly about this? Have you mentioned your... Yeah, see? Have you mentioned your plans to leave so you tend to give them up then? Have you actually talked to him about this? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intention. I know Tobly knows about this, because we saw in the extra dialogue that he said something along the lines of, so she hasn't given up, or something like that. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Tural's peace, and become Dawn's servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tobly held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you in advance. Thank you for the advice. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for premium mezcal. Well, that's going to be a bit of a jump, but okay. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Koana and Zoralja? I mean, of course, I am. Of course I am. I'm Wuklamot of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Now, Wuklamot, you gotta be a little more confident than that. Excellent trade! Yeah, we went from 1,000 to 5,000. We've been doing really well. Success! You traded 1,000 pel for a 5,000 pel sack of... Traded 1,000 pel hatchet for a 5,000 pel sack of top-grade mate leaves. Alright, that was Mablu's dream. 1, 2. So we got 3 more to go. I really should continue. But my hand is starting to hurt. Which means I should, like, really stop. So... the thing is, I've only been back, like, 20 minutes after the break, but, I guess that's fine. Yeah, I want to continue playing, but my hand is starting to hurt. So I'm gonna say that it's probably would be a good idea to stop here. So let's go ahead and walk up on this rock to wrap this up. It's a really nice view. I do like how these mountains look. I meant to be right about there. And yeah, that's good enough. Alright, that's gonna be all for today. I wanted to do a bit more, but my hand is starting to hurt, and even like it's starting to hurt, and even with ibuprofen. So I should probably be stopping right now. Anyway, that's gonna be all for today. And next time we'll finish up this split quest line, and then maybe get started on the next one. And we'll see how long that ends up actually taking. I don't think I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, but keep a lookout to see if I decide to. It'd be nice if I could finish up this whole section in one weekend. Anyway, that's gonna be all for today. And until next time, goodbye.